most W-2 investors, they don't quit real estate. They just stall. More options feel like freedom, but they usually kill momentum. That first deal, you got that adrenaline. It's scary. Momentum itself does not repeat success. Systems do. So most W-2 investors, they don't quit real estate. They just stall. So nobody really talks about that, Drew. So if you've done your first deal, but you haven't quite done your second deal yet, this episode is probably for you.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? What is up? It is your boys, the Property Brothers.
What's happening,
sir.
Jordan? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I am doing good. So today, it isn't about motivation. It's not about grinding harder, man. It's about understanding why that stall happens and why this is normal. So, people, it's okay. Stalling isn't a motivation problem. It's a clarity problem. And so today, we are going to break it down. It's your boy, Jordan, as always, joined by the Numbers Ninja, my brother, my cousin, my partner, Drew, the Numbers Ninja. So, Drew,
what's up,
bro? Talk to us about how people are stalling after their first deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the fact is, nothing is wrong with you. It's just the game has changed, right?
Yeah.
So, stalling is organic, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you don't stall, something's wrong with you.
Right.
Because investing in real estate is a really big step. You need to take time. You need to take inventory. You need to get prepared, and you need to understand what you don't know. So I think stalling is an organic process. What you have to understand is how to get unstalled, how to get unstuck, right?
There you go. Love it, man. Because look, I'll speak for myself, right? But I'm sure there's a lot of people that are in the same boat. So, that first deal, you got that adrenaline. It's scary, but it's all about pushing through. You're like, dude, this is new. This is exciting. There's a lot of energy. We push through. So if there's anything that could have been a challenge, or you just don't know what you don't know. So you just push through and you're like, man, I could do this again. But when you get to that second deal, that's when the reality kind of starts to set in, and that's where that stall can happen. And that's what we want to kind of clear up, is it's not anything that you are doing when it comes to motivation, when it comes to looking at deals. We want to get you clarity. That's what we want to get you right now.
Right. And the bottom line is, there's nothing wrong with you. And I think, for you felt adrenaline. A lot of people feel uncertainty. There's a lot of fear in the unknown, right? And so that causes that first stall. And eventually, if you do have enough courage, which everyone should build up to once they've been prepared, that, they've done that analysis paralysis for long enough, then they push through that first deal. Then they're like, okay, I got this. You shouldn't rush into the second deal. Your life didn't slow down after deal number one. The job is still there. Family still needs you. Time is more constrained, and it's not like you have, more time. You actually have less time, because now you're starting to look at deals, and you're taking inventory of your first investment. You're making sure that that's going well, and you've got something to protect, right? So after that first deal, you're not just chasing upside. You're kind of managing the downside.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of people go, okay, well, this is real, right? The game, the game changes a little bit after the first deal, when you have to manage all of these things. The upside, ooh, that's great. You want to ride that wave, but when, like you said, to your point, chasing the downside. So here's what we want to do right now. So we want to break down the 3 real reasons W-2 investors stall. So here's reason number 1. I'm going to break it down real quick, Drew. Okay, so decision fatigue, right? So
yeah, man, look, talk on that.
Just too many options, man. You scrolling on Zillow, you on Trulia, right? You're doing what you do, and you're going through the motions, and you're like, man, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good.
Everything looks tasty.
Deal. Yeah, and if you like us, right, where we love, turning lookers into bookers, man.
Right.
And depending on your market, there can be a lot of lookers out there. Dude, that can be overwhelming. And The other thing with that, with decision fatigue comes, speaking about markets, is, the bigger the market, different strategies kind of come into place, right?
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah.
so you have to manage that as well, because guess what? If you're in a big market, you're a small fish in a big pond, right?
Yeah.
And bro, like you and I just talked about this morning, and you sent me this deal over, and you're like, look at this. I was like, ooh, that's cute. That's nice.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, you taking it down? He's like, I want to, but my agent is dragging their feet, right? And so
Right.
it's like, dude, there's a lot of different people out there that are looking at the same thing, and that can kind of stall you, right?
Big time.
That
Big
can
time.
really slow you down.
But
And
it's interesting. You talk about bigger markets, and different strategies. What's interesting about that is you almost feel like, okay, I just heard about this new strategy. Is that the
Mhm.
strategy that I should focus
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
Or
It's the new strategy, right? It's all
right.
the rave. Like,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. And I think to speak on what you talked about earlier is there's no clear buy bots, right? That you have to not only create that clear buy bots, but you have to
Hmm.
stick with that buy bots, right? Don't get
Yes.
distracted. There's a lot of opportunities to get distracted, right?
Right.
And the more data that you have doesn't mean that you have better decisions, right? So, you're
Thank you.
sitting there and you're studying and you're looking at the new strategies and you're looking at this strategy over here and you're studying that and you're looking at every YouTube and every guru and you're
Hmm.
listening to all it's creating a fogginess,
There
right?
you
And
go.
it's really polluting your buy bots that you already committed to.
Yeah. Yeah. And that can really shake you up, certain people, and really stall them, because they're like, oh, well, he's doing this or she's doing that. Or what's the latest craze, right? With investing, oh, I got to do that. But really, what we're saying and what you're saying is stay in your buy box, right? And
Exactly.
and stay the course. You
Yeah.
will kind of find you will kind of get off course a little bit, but if you stay true to what brought you to this point, what you're looking for in your lane, stay in your lane, and you will take down deals. And
Big time. Big time.
more options feel like freedom, but they usually kill momentum. So
Absolutely, because you sit there and you get into this analysis paralysis, and you don't have these constraints. It's important that you create, boundaries that you don't cross, so that you can stay focused. And it's just like sports folks, right?
yeah,
Football players or tennis players, or you think about Tiger Woods, right?
yeah.
He did the same stroke over and over and over.
Hmm.
The only way that he got good at that stroke was repetition, right? And pretty
Repetition.
soon, if you stay within your lane, you stay in your buy bots, you become extremely good at
Yeah,
identifying what a good opportunity is in that buy box.
dude.
It's
That's
extremely.
dude. That's facts. That's a pro tip.
I try. I try.
All right, let's go to number two, man. Number two. So here's a second reason why, W2 investors begin to stall, and that is the risk awareness starts to kick in. And this is kind of what we
Ooh,
what we were talking about at the beginning of the show was, that first deal. While you maybe had adrenaline or you maybe had
right?
some uncertainty, but you still pushed through, that first
Yes.
deal kind of really taught lessons that you're like, ooh,
Yes.
I kind of dodged the bullet on that first one, but man, I don't want that to happen on that second one. And so, you got
Or maybe you didn't
contractors
dodge a bullet, right?
or
Like
ooh, yeah.
you're like that quarterback who stood in the pocket and got popped, and you're like,
Yeah, it's sitting there just a little too like throw it away, throw it away.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, but like to your point, bro, like it's serious. Like in all honesty, you got contractors that you're dealing with, if you are rehabbing, in timeline, and then maybe there is some surprises financially that might, pop up, and you now know what can go wrong. And
Yeah.
so that can really, maybe start to stall you. But guess what? People, that is not fear. Okay. You ain't afraid. You are just aware. That is awareness kicking in. And that's
Yeah.
good. Right. So
Yeah.
so lean into that, right, Drew?
Absolutely, yeah. You had a little taste, right? You got a little
Mhm.
taste, and you're like, ooh, do I
Yes.
like it or not, right? Awareness without a framework is going to slow action.
Right.
So, the thing about it is that you typically hesitate because you don't want to repeat the same mistakes, right? But those mistakes, those are training grounds, right? Those are opportunities for you to build your muscle memory, build your awareness, right? You become aware of what the opportunities are down the road. You become aware of what some of the, pitfalls could be, right?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, when you're driving down the road, you hit that first pothole. One day, the next day where that pothole is, or at least you're looking for it.
Right.
You might hit it again. That third time, you know exactly where that pothole is.
You try to avoid that bad boy. Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Don't be messing with my hubcaps.
All right, number 3. All right, so here's the third reason why W-2 investors begin to stall, and that is they have no system for what is next. So basically, that first deal, it was a win, but it might not have been repeatable by design. And
I love your optimism. The first deal was a win. Now,
well, I mean, look.
It was the first deal. You took it down.
Yeah, you took it down.
That's a win.
And if you took it down, that's a win.
That's
right?
a win. Okay.
And you got it in your portfolio, that is a win. And it's still there, especially if it's still there. That is definitely a win. So you take it down that first one, right? It was a win, but it wasn't repeatable by design for whatever reason. Maybe you just got turnkey and you came out of pocket 25%. For that down payment. And you're like, I cannot repeat this because, my finances are on somewhere or whatever your situation is. So mentally, that kind of resets you back to zero, right? And so you're like, I got to do something. I got to hustle more, right? Or I'm not motivated, as much, or I need to make more money or whatever. So that creates a mental block where you get reset back to zero, and that can really stall you.
Yeah,
right, my ninja?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And the deal is that emotional drive, that hustle, that carried you across that first deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's pure adrenaline, and you're just like, I got to get it done. I don't know what I'm doing, but I got to do this. I got to make this call. But hustle is not going to carry deal 2. Right. And it could carry deal 2, but you gained some experience. So you should be utilizing that experience and utilizing some of those systems. So some of those opportunities that you learn to create systems so that you don't repeat the same mistakes as you did in deal number 1.
Yeah. Facts, bro. 100%. So listen, like momentum itself does not repeat success, right? Systems do. So like, I'm going to give like the big lie that everybody hears. And this is a lie, people. The lie is if you did it once, you can do it again.
Do it again.
If you did it once, you can do it again.
Right.
That is
what they say, just do it. Who says that? Just do it.
Nike. But
hey, just do it. But you should just do it with systems.
%. So I mean, dude, that goes to my point, right? That's false hope. That's a false reality, because not everybody can just repeat a 25% down payment, right? Especially if you are a W-2 investor, a working professional. So you need systems in place.
Your second deal, dude, it requires structure. It requires clear criteria, clear goals. Fewer like on the spot decisions, right? More systems, right? And that is going to create not more effort, but less effort and more clarity.
Yes.
The bottom line is like the second deal is not harder because you're worse. It's harder because it requires maturity. It requires patience. It requires you to think through what you learned in the first deal.
Dude, that's nice, dude.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that, bro. Okay, so let's take it. Let's slow down just a little bit. Okay, so
that's what I just said. It requires maturity, and you got to slow it down a little bit.
Well, we about to slow down.
Let's slow it down.
We about to slow it down. So, like, what if the goal right now, right? If you are listening to this on podcasts, on Spotify, if you are watching us on YouTube or on IG. Shout out. But what if your goal right now isn't another deal, but clarity about your next deal? Okay. What if that was your goal and you had a clear criteria, you had a clear lane, you had clear expectations. And Drew, what do you think?
Well, obviously, when you have clarity, it reduces risks.
Hmm.
Clarity reduces stress.
Ooh.
And clarity helps you to gain and restore momentum, right?
Right, right. So if you are listening to us, be honest with yourself right now. If you are honest, where do you feel stuck right now? Is it finding deals? Is it running numbers? Is it, maybe it's just confidence and, talking to an agent or talking to a property manager, or just the confidence that you can take down your first deal or another deal. Maybe it's time. Do I have enough time, right? I'm managing my work. I'm managing my family. I'm managing all these things in my life. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Where are you stuck? Maybe you have too many options. Maybe, that might be a good problem to have, but it could
Yeah.
be keeping you from moving forward and stalling, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it starts with, being honest with yourself,
Mhm.
setting clear goals. We've talked about this in the past. You set those goals and you start to strive towards those goals, start to work
Yes,
those
sir.
backwards, start to understand exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then you learn from your mistakes and you build systems or you inherit systems.
Nice, nice. Reach out to us. Where are you stuck right now? Drop them in the comments. We read every single comment. We love our community. Actually, continue to just leave us questions and comments. We'll go through them, and we'll bring them into the next segment on Ask the Brothers. Drew,
Right.
a lot of what kind of what we built inside of the Brothers Blueprint is specifically for this kind of like in between stage when
Right.
you're not
Right.
just a beginner, but you are not an expert, but you're just trying to kind of get to that next level. And so that's kind of what
Yeah.
what we've been building there. So that's
Yeah,
pretty
man.
good,
And
man.
the blueprint is going to help you to get to that next step. It's going to help to give you some of that clarity, some of the things that we talked about, some of the SOPs or the systems, the operations and procedures. And it's going to give you community. So you're not
Yeah.
doing this alone, right?
Yeah.
You're doing this
100%.
with the brothers. You're also doing it with other members of the community. And, when you have someone that you can speak to and talk to and you guys can vibe off of each other, it makes the decision-making process just that much easier because
Yes.
you can, throw some ideas at people
Yeah.
and people
100%.
can shoot them down. My ideas get shot down daily, but it's
Yeah.
good for you because I mean, it's great because it keeps me constrained. It keeps me,
Grounded.
constrained in a good way
Yeah.
because it keeps me in the box that I've created so that I
Correct.
can stay focused, so that I can
Yes.
become pick it, LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kobe, whoever it is that you're going after. I
Yeah.
want to become that guy in the Burr world, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome, bro. Awesome, bro. Well, so people, man, as always, we love that you rock with us. We love that you're with us. Continue to like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us over on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts and IG and the
All of those.
TikTok, all of them. You know where to find us. Drop comments. Reach out to us. We love hearing from you guys. And yes, for Drew, the maestro who is unapologetically dope tonight, the numbers ninja, I'm Jordan, and we are the Property
Property
Brothers. Peace.